this point, we have our text and our image for our social media post. And in this session, we start posting to our social media platforms, starting with X. Now remember, we have our initialization method here, and this brings in some configuration information that we have stored in things like app settings, these sections here, and in user secrets, and it binds them to these configuration objects. For example, here's one that we'll use today for X. Now let's look at our post on all platforms method, and that is if you choose number 1 from the menu, you'll hit this method. And so we already did the first part of it, which generates the post. And today we're going to look at this one right here, post on X. So using our dependency injection, we get our X service and call post on X. Let's F12 into that and take a look. You'll see that it passed in the social post that we generated from our previous sessions using artificial intelligence, which created the text and the image. We also pass in the config object, which contains our API keys. So now we're going to create this client object. This is using, by the way, something called TweetInv models. That is a NuGet package, TweetInv API, and it just makes it easier to post to X. Within that NuGet package, it has a Twitter client, and you have to pass some things like consumer key, consumer secret, access token secret. And you get that information by registering an account in X that allows you to use their API. So let's look at that real quick. Here on the X development platform, we can see there is a page for the X API, but it tells a little about the what you can do with it, and there's different tiers here of access. There is a free version, and the free version allows you to post. So it's pretty limited, but that's all we really wanted to do, so it works fine. If you wanted to do other things, then it gets a little bit more pricey. The free works fine for us here in this situation, so you can just click get started and you can go through that process. Now back in the application, we create a byte array and we name it media data, and what we're doing is we're reading in that post image. And you can see here we do have it where you can upload either a video or an image. Ours is going to be an image, right? It's a JPEG actually, and so it's going to hit this right here, and it's going to say client.upload, and there's this upload tweet image async. Now this is all built into this package here that we got from NuGet, so it makes it really pretty simple. It takes that and it uploads the image. So it takes that media image we have here. This is right here. It will, you know what? I just noticed that I already have it in byte array format. I don't really need to say to array. That should work. I don't know. Sorry. So we pass in this byte array to upload tweet image async, and that will upload an image to X. Okay. We want to check if the image uploaded was successful, and so this should say that it should be something other than null, and if not, we'll log that error, but otherwise we're going to go on here. Okay. It also would be a good idea to not post it if it's logging error. Okay, so here it probably would be a good idea to actually throw an error actually on this. So let's do that. All right, so we really don't want to try to continue on here if we post this. Okay, so sorry, I'm just kind of refactoring as I go here. So this is real world stuff. Okay, next we create an XPost request object. And that's going to take in the text for the post, which we had generated by using Grok. And it's going to take in the media that we created, and we bred back in with the byte array up here from the JPEG, and that was created from OpenAI. And what it really points to is the ID of the uploaded media, which was returned here. So it uploads it into X and creates an ID. You get that back, and that's what's in this X post request media property. All right. On down, we create the body of the JSON. We serialize that X post request that we have, and then we execute this advanced request async, and this is going to be a Twitter request that we're going to create with this anonymous function, and that has the URL and the method. That's going to be a post method to that endpoint, and we're going to come down here and then we pass in our content, which we just created from the JSON body, which was from the X post request. Okay, now we're going to check and see if that was successful, which should have been returned and assigned to the result variable here. So we're checking this response is success status code. If it was successful, we're going to log it and say it was successful. If not, we'll log the error. Next time we're going to post at Facebook. This wraps up this session on posting to X. Thanks so much for joining, and we'll see you next time.